I won't be so naive as to think that there aren't fundamental problems in the black community, that young men are dying at a disproportionate rate to violence committed with guns. However, a vast majority of the young black men who are dying due to gun violence are engaged in a violent lifestyle. Sadly, they're a product of an environment born from past and current racial inequalities and a level of apathy on our parts. Ours meaning everyone, including the black community. But to blame guns and organizations who advocate their use for sports and self-defense is beyond silly, or hyperbole at best. Of course, guns make it easier to kill, but they also make it easier to defend myself. If my attacker had a knife, I'd want a gun. If I was being attacked by 5 people, I'd want a gun. So would the 25-year-old black college student, or the 45-year-old corporate exec, or the 23-year-old waitress, or the 65-year-old who's a retiree. Guns or no guns, there's a culture of violence in America, and there's also the American gun culture, but the two aren't one and the same. It's just unfortunate that the latter is used violently at times, but then again, so are cars and knives. The last I checked, the NRA never advocated the use of guns to rape, murder, and pillage, nor did they advocate the use of guns by teens. Sure, saying the NRA is the new KKK makes for a great soundbite, but the fact that it rhymes doesn't necessarily make it true. It just makes it sound deep and thought-provoking when you really aren't saying anything. You're just simply playing to the fact that the majority of NRA members aren't black. And admittedly, that makes for an easy target. As far as I know, the NRA isn't forcing anyone in the black community to kill anyone. So please, stop insulting our intelligence. Ours meaning the black community. If the NRA flew over Connecticut and dropped 1 million handguns in the middle of Connecticut, would everyone in Connecticut start shooting and killing people indiscriminately? People don't kill because they have guns. They kill because they're violent. If I drive 60 in a 45, it's because I choose to accept the risk of consequences. Not because the racist car manufacturers gave me a car and made me do it. Stop being an enabler. Whenever somebody decides to pick up a gun and murder someone, don't blame the president. Don't blame the gun. Don't blame the NRA. Blame the person. And then try to figure out what it was about the person that made them do what they did, because I assure you it wasn't because he had a gun. Because there are few greater ignorance than the belief that the elimination of all guns in America will eliminate all violence in America.